Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Edge Hill. My name is Clive Edwards. I'm Chair of Governors and Pro-Chancellor at this university. It's my duty and great pleasure now to declare that this ceremony for the conferment of degrees is open.
Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellors, colleagues, graduands, friends and family. Good evening. My name is Lynette Turner and I am the Dean of the Faculty of Education. This ceremony marks the culmination of several years of study by students wishing to enter the teaching profession in children's services or have successfully achieved higher qualifications in education and in the clinical and health areas. Many of those graduating today have studied at this campus, but we are delighted to extend a very warm welcome to graduands who have studied at St James's Manchester and with three of our partners, Shrewsbury College, Liverpool Women's NHS Foundation Trust Hospital and Wrightington, Wigan and Lee NHS Foundation Trust. Graduation ceremonies are unique events, an occasion to celebrate. They offer too the opportunity to reflect and to remember. 2018 has been a year very much marked by commemoration and remembering. Throughout the year, events have marked the centenary of women's suffrage and have celebrated the moment when 40% of women were granted the vote in national elections in Britain. The Armistice Day centenary has been anticipated from the beginning of the year, and both centenaries have orchestrated a lot of the nation's engagement with its past. As 2018 draws to a close, I feel it important to sustain for a little while longer the momentum and energy of commemoration. And so, in this brief address to our graduating students, I too will focus on Armistice remembering, so as to celebrate the enduring value and vital importance of public service, perhaps a fitting theme for this evening's ceremony. The commemorations marking the end of the First World War opened, as many of you will recall, with the Tower of London hosting the poppy installation, Blood, Sweat, Lands and Seas of Red in 2014. By general agreement, the installation of 888,246 ceramic poppies became the iconic image of the start of the nation's commemorations of that tragic war. But that specific number of poppies represented the individual British and colonial servicemen who we know died in the First World War. The number of dead is far greater. Each individual poppy represented a life lost and a family shattered. The history of that war has been well documented in countless books and films, and the actions of so many individual soldiers can also be found in their letters, their poems, and in the citations of gallantry written about many of them. While most of those decorated were for actions of great courage, many others were decorated for their selfless commitment, in attempting to save the lives of others, and as a consequence losing their own. In many instances, these were unarmed medical personnel, of which almost 7,000 were killed, not in action. 100 years ago, the soldiers who marched to war had little equipment, a rifle, a Tommy helmet, and not much else, perhaps a photograph of a loved one in their tunic pocket. Their dedication to country was that of the innocent and perhaps unaware, but they were critically ill-prepared. When the war first started, the Red Cross Nursing Service began to serve as a recruitment and training agency, preparing nurses for overseas work. About 23,000 nurses were assigned to military service, although they had no military rank, no military position, and were largely kept away from the front line. But a very small number of women showed both cunning and blind determination to go off radar, so to speak, to offer aid for injured soldiers. Two of the most famous of these audacious women were a pair of friends who became nursing pioneers in the midst of the trenches on the Western Front. in Belgium. Trained nurse Elsie Knocker, aged 30, and untrained and unskilled Mary Chisholm, then 18, volunteered as soon as war broke out. In a remarkable BBC archive interview with Mary at age 81, she begins her story in this way. "My mother said it was quite out of the question. She's not going. Anyway, I won't give her a box or anything to put any clothes in. So I went straight up to my bedroom and I got a large bandana handkerchief and I packed up spare underclothes, tied it all up and went out surreptitiously and quietly to the stables, got out my motorbike and rode from Dorset to London." Intrepid friends, Mary and Elsie, who was also a motorbike enthusiast, joined the Women's Emergency Corps as motorcycle dispatch riders, and there they met a doctor called Hector Monroe. Hector was particularly taken by Mary's ability to ride at breakneck speed through traffic and execute the tightest of hairpin turns. As Mary describes, Hector was something quite apart. He was wonderful. He conceived the idea of forming a flying ambulance column to go to the rescue of soldiers in Belgium. And he had also decided to take 4 women with him to prove to the world that women can go onto battlefields, go under fire, and not break down. And break down they didn't. The 2 women's first sight of the conflict was a whole turnip field littered with bayoneted men, both German and French. Under constant fire and under siege from frequent gas attacks, they commenced work in a field hospital in grim conditions with no changes of clothing. But they soon came to the conclusion that they could save more lives by treating the wounded directly on the front lines. In November 1914, the pair left the flying column and set up their own dressing station just 100 yards from the trenches. As the only women on the front lines of the whole Western Front, the pair were dubbed by the press as the Madonnas of Pervyse, providing frontline nursing, driving wounded men to the nearest field hospital in the pitch dark. Mary describes a world of inconceivable horror, of men shooting off their own fingers so that they could be sent home, of the 2 nurses paying 100 francs to the boys in the trenches to retrieve the abandoned bodies of the shot-down aircraft pilots so that they could advise the families that the men were indeed dead and not missing. But with no official affiliation, their work required fundraising trips back to London, which Mary describes as supremely distasteful. "All I wanted to do," she said, "was to get back to Pervyse quick and a world of reality." In concluding her remarkable interview, she adds, "We had a great part to play, but it took all the women at home who had been working so hard to get emancipation, who gave me the feeling that the whole of life really is service to your fellow creatures." We now live in a new and very different kind of society where digitisation and the rapid transmission of ideas and people are having unexpected and unprecedented levels of social impact and change. In the era of the selfie and the snowflake, the values of serving, of selflessness, of commitment and dedication are still the prevailing principles of public service working. Our graduating students here today exemplify the very best in public service, whether supporting children or acquiring new knowledge at the forefront of clinical practice. So, we're at the end of 2018, and at the close of this centenary year, I will end this talk with the thoughts of film director Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle's remarkable Pages of the Sea project marked the formal end to the programme of Armistice centenary events through the creation of sand portraits representing a range of stories of the fallen at 32 locations across the UK, including close to here at Formby. In describing the commission, he stated, "When I thought of this originally, it was about saying a final goodbye. I don't know whether it should be a final goodbye. That's something for the country to decide. It seems like it's 100 years. Is that enough? Can we keep doing it? I think we should keep doing it. Thank you. I wish you well. Have a wonderful evening."
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of Academic Board, I present students who are candidates for awards today for defending the doctoral thesis entitled Educational Well-Being or Being Well in Education, a philosophical and empirical inquiry into the nature of well-being in education. I present Jennifer Margaret Eads. For defending the doctoral thesis entitled Exploration of Playful Paired Collaboration in Computer Science, a design-based research study, I present Paula Susan Beer. Master of Arts Education, Laura Joy Anthony. Lauren Victoria Asker. Sarah May Byrne. Holly Fitzgibbon. Benjamin David Gill. Elizabeth Mary Glassbrook. Nicola Hutton. Samuel Paul Jackson. Amanda Kerr. Daniel Manu. Bethany Page Martin. Andrea Janet Middleton. Laura Payne. Donna Marie Pender. Amy Melinda Wilson. Master of Arts Education, Inclusion and SEN, Kimberly Ruth Aldred. Thomas Burton. Postgraduate Certificate Education, Sharma Akram Khan. Iman Lamlom. Postgraduate Certificate Education, Dyscalculia, Rachel Ainsley Addy. Katie Alcorn. Catherine Staunton Unsworth. Postgraduate Certificate in Special Educational Needs, Senko Award, Angela Ali. Lauren Eve Ambler. Jacqueline Andrews. Catherine Ashton. Samantha Ball. Christopher John Bedley. Beverly Bolton. Amber Louise Bradley. Robert Oliver Brearley. Caroline Elizabeth Budd. Victoria Elizabeth Burnside. Stacey Emma Cooper. Lisa Evans. Natalie Ann Hackett. Claire Louise Hanson. Ruth Kelsey. Natalie Kirkness. Michelle Kowalski. Carolyn Lewis. Naomi Lloyd. Anne Elizabeth Lovelace. Nuala Maria Meyer. Jennifer Mawson. Joanne Sheila McHugh. Chloe Moore. Stephanie Preston. Sandra Quarmby. Jennifer Ann Scantlebury. Vanessa Victoria Shakespeare. Danielle Marie Sheriff. Jessica Staunton. Emily Alice Westlake. Daniel James Whittaker. Heather Claire Whittaker. Karen Louise Wood. Postgraduate Certificate in Specialist Primary Mathematics Practice, Adam Gordon Dyson. Kirandeep Kandola. Simon Philip Joseph Lee. Megan Lucy Martin. Jane Taft. Jessica Trafford. Declan Wynne. Postgraduate Certificate in Specific Learning Difficulties, Dyslexia, Julie Dawn Bousfield. Ruth Grierson. Karen Hamlin. Alison Tallentire. Tracy Christine Young. The following candidates are presented for the award of Postgraduate Certificate in Education with Qualified Teacher status in the subject specialisms of Early Years Education, Olivia Jade Davy Irving. Rebecca Ann Moore. Primary Education, Edward James Abbott. Morgan Emma Beachy. Judith Clark. Sophie Philippa Craig. Annabelle Marie Ellis. Robert Michael Fawcett. Tiba Fiaz. Jenna Maria Kerr. Isla Catherine Maudsley. Oisin James McIntyre. Elizabeth Ann Nielsen. Hannah Nilsson. Gabrielle Lukas Pindrowski. Emma Louise Rafferty. Laura Rowlands. Lauren Ashley Sledge. Charlotte Lee Watts. Shauna Maria Wright. Primary mathematics specialist, Cara Ellen Sean Davis. Adam Hurd. George William Stevenson. Secondary business education, Naveed Nazir. Secondary design and technology, Lisa Gazwinkia. Secondary mathematics, Doreen Asanta Dankwa. Secondary science biology, Laura Bergen. Postgraduate certificate in education, further education and training, Katie Maria Frimston. Nicole Alexandra Mason. Postgraduate certificate primary mathematics education, Duncan Michael Lewinsky. The following candidates are presented for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science awards with honours with qualified teacher status in the subject specialisms of primary English education, Emma Louise Fennick. Secondary Modern Foreign Languages Spanish education, Samuel Thomas Gould. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Children and Young People's Learning and Development, primary, Joanne Sarah Carey. Sabrine Chibani. Abby Louise Goodall. Jade Elizabeth Ingham. Rachel Elizabeth Lunt. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Early Years Education, Sharice Lone. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Secondary and Modern Foreign Languages French Education, Tristan Robert Parkinson. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Teaching, Learning and Child Development, Courtney Amelia Hannah Allen. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Teaching, Learning and Mentoring Practice, Peter Edward Cunningham. Bachelor of Science with honours in Secondary Design and Technology Education, Lee Simon Madison. Bachelor of Science with honours in Secondary Science Biology Education, Matthew Ryan Bowden. Foundation Degree Arts in Early Years Practice, Lewis O'Brien. Vice-Chancellor, the following candidates studied for their award at Holy Cross College: Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Early Years Practice, Rizwana Kusar. Master of Arts in Clinical Education, Maria Bangau. Fiona Rose Clark. Natalie Walker. Master of Chirurgy in Otorhinolaryngology, Arpana Shekhar. Master of Chirurgia in Trauma and Orthopedics, Jeffin Jose Edgar Glafer. Pushkar Prafula Joshi. Master of Research in Clinical and Health Research, Suzanne Janine Simpson. Master of Science in Advanced Fertility Practice, Jodie Louise Parry.
Vice-Chancellor. Master of Science in Advanced Practice, Susan Louise Farrelly. Michael Foy. Nicola George. Caroline Ann Hardy. Ruth Elizabeth Jackson. Vice-Chancellor, the following candidate has been awarded the Pat Swain Prize for achieving the highest mark in the Advanced Practice Project, Alison Moore. Joanne Claire Pye. Martin Rolls. Bindu Sam. Stephen William Scholes. Craig Simon. Nicola Willman. Master of Science in Clinical Reproductive Medicine, Kusar Jabin. Master of Science in Integrated Children and Young People's Practice, Deborah Elizabeth Main Semple. Master of Science in Leadership Development, Clinical Leadership, Karen Louise Jones. Mia Smith. Master of Science in Leadership Development, Leadership and Management, Carol Jones. Sarah Benedette Pilling. Master of Science in Surgical Care Practice, Trauma and Orthopedics, Frances Elaine Millen. Linda Nora Nichols. Gwendolyn Smith. Master of Science in Surgical Care Practice, Urology, Betsy Sedgwick Thomas. Postgraduate Diploma in Clinical Education, Carol Chatton Brooks. Postgraduate Certificate in Leadership Development, Leadership and Management, Sharon Marie Faulkner. Postgraduate Certificate in Teaching and Learning in Clinical Practice, Francesca J. Thompson. Postgraduate Certificate in Workplace-Based Postgraduate Medical Education, Zoe Parry. Nathalie Victoria Similovici. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Cardiothoracic Practice, Lizzie Tommy. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Clinical and Professional Paramedic Practice, Luca Alfati. Russell David Bennett. Catherine Lamb. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Operating Department Practice, April Alexander. Jodie Bales. Carl Robert Barton. Joanne Bellamy. Zoe Beresford. Eleanor Jane Bowden Davis. Rachel Byrne. Sarah Louise Caslin. Catherine Ann Cooney. Claire Louise Crosby. Ingrid Rachel Cullen. Gareth Davies. Abigail Nicole Duthie. Georgia Claire Edney. Danielle Louise Farrell. Lindsay Ann Farrell. Carly Garner. Nicola Jane Greenlees. Melanie Sabrina Griffiths. Louise Mary Harris. Deborah Mary Henderson. Jenny Holiday. Emma Hornby. Ina Mullah Khan. David James Madeley Willis. Mandy Moore. Elaine Munro. Jamie Allen O'Shaughnessy. Rachel Diane Peterson. Catherine Nicole Rigby. Amina Salem. Michelle Sharp. Laura Mary Stevenson. Elise Tong. Carl Warburton. Nicola Louise Williams. Diploma of Higher Education in Paramedic Practice, Mark Aaron Anderson. Christopher Matthias Bauer. Louise Marie Bennett. Benjamin Bloomfield. James Edward Brown. Sarah Chapman. Victoria Considine. Caitlin David. Abigail Cara Elsie. Sam Evans. Dawn Ellen Furness. Kelly Garrett. Mark Anthony Gilpin. James Green. Magnus Hadley. Stacey Louise Horton. Amy Elizabeth Hughes. Caroline Catherine Jones. Kerry Philippa Jones. Timothy Michael Jones. Lindsay Ann Joyce. Louise Kennedy. Athena Koutsakostas. Padraig Lawless. Ben Peter Lawrence. Catherine Louise MacDonald. Samantha Joyce MacDonald. Sophia McLean. Anna McNear. James William Morgan. Gabrielle Mount. Kyle Thomas O'Callaghan. Michael James Pennington. Edward Pitt Chambers. Kimberly Quinn. Keely Ann Rowan. Hannah Elizabeth Wallace Schofield. Jonathan Andrew Horaban Shaw. Lisa Smith. Rhiannon Smith. Cindy Jane Stainton. Rachel Utley. Lloyd Andrew Whittleton. Tony Wilson. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Further Education and Training, Rhoda Knorr. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of students.
You're an enthusiastic bunch, aren't you? And all that applause, but not yet a single award. Important part. By the authority vested in me as the Vice-Chancellor of Edgehill University, I hereby confer the Edgehill University Awards for which you have been presented, and I congratulate you all. Hats in the air and waving for everyone. Good evening. Nice day out there, wasn't it? Okay. Almost 300 of you have sprinted across the red carpet, 1,000 in total today. One or two of you lingered a bit longer, and at 5:30, I've got a repetitive strain injury. I managed to say hello and congratulations. I've ruined a few photographs, but what I've not had is 300 conversations. But at least that means the ceremony won't last all night. But what I'd like then is to take 2 minutes of your time for a brief word to you all. The first thing I want to do is to say thank you. Thank you for choosing to study at Edgehill University, your university. You joined the university when it was on a strong upward trajectory, roughly the time when we were the Times Higher United Kingdom University of the Year. This summer, my colleagues were in Edinburgh for the final judging in the Global Teaching Excellence Awards, where just 17 universities out of 22,000 universities, drawn from 5 continents, made the final shortlist. We didn't win, but we are identified as one of the 6 top learning and teaching universities in the country at those awards. Don't clap me, clap the tutors. Okay. Now, we've also maintained that. In 2018, we are the Times and the Sunday Times University of the Year for student retention. Students study here, they stay here, and they graduate here. And it's an absolute truth that we would not have won that award without you. Now, my job is to ensure that the strengthening of your university continues year on year, so that, whilst you have every right to be proud today, I want you to be yet more proud in the next decade and the years beyond. And we're proud of you. The early morning lectures, the assignments, the exams, and perhaps most of all, the time most of you have spent out there in practice. We're also impressed by the way you've developed and grown, the friends you've made, and also very aware of the opportunities that will lie ahead of you. You also are special students as well. A number of you are going to work in education. You are people who actually create life chances and change lives. Many of us in this room have had our lives changed by effective teachers, effective educators, and you are going to do that for the next generation. But others of you also repair lives, and many of you are going to work out in the health professions. And we have some very specific examples of how that has happened. For example, here today, amongst the graduating cohort, are those students in paramedic practice and working in the operating theatres in Greater Manchester who actually tended and were first on the scene for those who actually were seriously injured and lost their lives in the Manchester bombing. We're proud of all of our students, but we're very conscious of what those young people achieved on that evening, and we're very grateful to all of you. Now, for all of you, I don't see today as the end of a journey. It's an important staging post, but I hope for each and every one, it's a stepping stone to successful careers and, equally important, happy, healthy, and fulfilling lives. You will go on and change lives. You will go on and create life chances as others have created yours. Each and every one of you leaves with our thanks and our very best wishes for the future. But this is adieu and not goodbye. We will be here to support you. Our careers service will willingly help you. Our alumni association will invite you back. In time, you might come back to us for further professional development. We'd be delighted if you do, but in any event, your colleagues in your faculty will be happy to see your head pop around the door from time to time. But that's the future. First, enjoy today. You've earned it. You've walked into this hall as graduands, and you will leave as graduates. It's a big step, and you've made it. Those letters behind your name will never leave you. Congratulations. Our thoughts and our very best wishes go with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a song for our graduating class of 2018, will you please welcome Miss Lucy McHale.
My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like a melody so sweetly played in tune, as fair thou art, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I would love thee still, my dear, though the sea's gone dry. Though all the seas gone dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, I would love thee still, my dear, though the sands of time be rough. So fare thee well, my bonny lad, and fare thee well, and I would come to you again, though it were 10,000 miles.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the ceremony, ladies and gentlemen. I can now point you to the centre of the campus where there are refreshments available. I wish you a very safe journey home, and I now declare this ceremony closed.